Hey everyone, so in today's video I'm going to teach you how to convert between moles, atoms, and grams. So firstly we need to know that grams is how much something weighs, moles is how many chemical dozens you have, so to say, because moles are simply just a counting unit, and then atoms or molecules are the actual number of particles. And with just two conversion factors you can go from any one of these to the other. So our conversion factors are going to be molar mass and Avogadro's number. Molar mass is we get it from the periodic table in grams per mole, and then Avogadro's number is 6.022 times 10 to the 23, and so 1 mole equals that number. And so we do have a roadmap. So if we want to go from grams to moles or moles to grams, we need to use molar mass. If we want to go from moles to atoms or atoms to moles, we need to use Avogadro's number. And then if we want to go from grams to atoms or atoms to grams, we need to go through moles as a bridge. So for the first example, let's try to go grams to moles. So how many moles are in 36 grams of water? So if we have 36 grams of H2O, how many moles are there? Well, the molar mass of H2O is 18.02 grams per mole. And since we want moles on the top, we need to put, we need to put 1 mole on the top over 18.02 grams. And this way the grams will cancel out and we'll be left with moles. And our answer is 2.00 moles. Let's try another problem. Let's try to go from moles to atoms. So how many atoms are in 2 moles of oxygen atoms? So if we go 2 moles of O2. So here it's simply 2 moles times 6.022 times 10 to the 23. And when you plug that into the calculator, you're left with 1.204 times 10 to the 24. That's how many atoms are in 2 moles of O2 or of oxygen, technically not O2. Now let's try going from grams to atoms. How many atoms are in 4 grams of helium? 4 grams of helium. How many atoms are in 4 grams of helium? Well, we know the molar mass of helium is 4.00 grams per mole. So we take the grams and we multiply it. First we want to get moles. So we put 1 mole on the top and then 4.00 grams on the bottom. The grams are going to cancel out. And then that technically equals 1, but we're just going to go straight to the second step. And then from here, we're going to multiply by 6.022 times 10 to the 24. Or times 10 to the 23, I apologize. And then we're going to be left with 6.022 times 10 to the 23, because 1 times anything is that number. Now let's try one last example together, and then I'll give you a few problems to try on your own. How many grams is 1.204 times... So let's say, how many grams is 1.204 times 10 to the 24 atoms of carbon? How many grams are in that? Well, we have to get the moles, we have to take that number and we have to divide it. Take this number and we have to divide it by our conversion factor for Avogadro's number, 6.022 times 10 to the 23. And that will leave us with 2 moles. And then for grams, we're now in moles, and to get the grams, we need to go 2 times 12.01, which is the molar mass, and then we're going to be left with 24.02. Now I'll give you guys a few problems to try on your own, so pause the video, try them on your own, and then we'll come back and we'll do them together. We'll solve them together. But for the first problem, we're going to go 88 grams of CO2 to atoms. 88 grams of CO2 to atoms. And then for the second problem, we'll do 3 moles of Na to grams. 3 moles of of sodium to grams. So for the first, so pause the video, try them on your own. But when you come back, you'll see that for the first problem, we do 88 grams times 1 mole over 44.01 grams. That's the molar mass. That way the grams cancel. And then once we're in moles, we have to multiply by Avogadro's number times 6.022 times 10 to the 23. And that'll leave us with 1.204 times 10 to the 24 molecules. That's how many atoms we have. And then for the last problem here, 3 moles of sodium to grams. So we take our 3 moles, and then we multiply it by the molar mass, but we keep moles on the bottom. That way the moles will cancel. And then the molar mass of sodium is 22.99. The moles cancel, and we're going to be left with 68.97 grams. So as a quick recap, we need to use molar mass if we're going from grams to moles or moles to grams. We need to use Avogadro's number for moles to atoms or atoms to moles. And then we always go through moles to connect grams and atoms. And don't forget the units in every step. That way you know what is canceling and what isn't. Thank you.